हेलो गाइस, मेरा नाम है दक्षर। आप देख रहे हैं आपका और मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल क्लासरूम। सो गाइस, आज हम लोग द पोस्ट मॉडर्न पीरियड वाली वीडियो को आगे बढ़ाएंगे, जिसमें हम लोग का ये पार्ट 2 है हमारे पोस्ट मॉडर्न पीरियड का। सो गाइस, तो आज हम लोग क्या डिस्कस करेंगे? सो आज हम लोग नॉर्थ एंड द डेक्कन, जो किंगडम्स थे नॉर्थ और डेक्कन के किंगडम्स के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। उनके जो मेन किंगडम्स यानी कौन से किंगडम्स जो मतलब सबसे बड़े थे उनके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे और उनके रूलर्स के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। और दोस्तों, हम लोग उनका ट्रेड के बारे में जानेंगे, उनका ट्रेड कैसा था और ट्रेड में उनकी क्या खासियत थी। सो गाइस, तो ये सब जानने के लिए मेरी वीडियो को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन भी दबा लें, जिससे मेरी वीडियो की नोटिफिकेशन आपको आती रहेगी और आप सबसे पहले मेरी वीडियो देख सकेंगे। तो चलिए, लेट्स स्टार्ट दी वीडियो। फ्रेंड्स, वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द नॉर्थ एंड द डेक्कन. While the Sangam literature was being written in the south, what was happening in the north? We will get the answer of this question in this slide. Many tribes, especially from Central Asia, had crossed the Hindu Kush and entered India. Many tribes from Central Asia had crossed the Hindu Kush and entered into the India. These were the Indo-Greeks or the Bactrian, Greeks, the Shakas or Scythians, and the Pallavas or Parthiyans, and the Kushanas. Now friends, we will discuss about the Kushanas. The Kushanas established a powerful empire in North India. Where they have established? In North India. They defeated Indo-Greeks, the Pallavas and the Shakas, and established themselves in the region of Takshila and Peshawar. Okay friends, what was the conquest? They defeated Indo-Greeks, the Pallavas and the Shakas. Later they occupied Kashmir, Punjab and parts of present-day Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Later what happened? They occupied Kashmir, Punjab and some parts of the Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. The Kanishk. Now friends, we will discuss about the Kanishk. The Kanishk, he became king in 78 CE. He established a vast empire which included parts of Central Asia. Purushpura, modern Peshawar, was the capital of his empire. Mathura was another important city in his empire. Means, when Kanishk became king in 78 CE, he established a vast empire including the parts of Central Asia. What was his capital? Modern day Peshawar was his capital, and Mathura was another important city in his empire. Kanishk was deeply influenced with Buddhism. Or what was the religion followed by Kanishk? Buddhism. He patronized Buddhist monks and donated money to build monasteries. It was during his reign that a great assembly of Buddhist monks was held in Kashmir. What happened in his reign? Buddhist monk had a great assembly in Kashmir. It is generally known as the Fourth Buddhist Council. What was the council? It was the Fourth Buddhist Council. At this council, scholars met and discussed issues. Many important decisions related to Buddhism were taken at this council. What scholars met in this council and discussed their issues. What issues were there? Important decisions related to Buddhism. Ashwaghosh, who wrote the Buddha Charitra, lived at the court of King Kanishk. Now friends, the second kingdom is the Satavahanas that were in Deccan. The Satavahanas, also known as Andhras, ruled the Deccan for nearly 300 years. How many years they ruled? Almost 300 years. Paristhana, modern Pathan in Maharashtra, was their capital. What was their capital? Paristhana. And modern day Pathan in Maharashtra. Some powerful rulers were Sri Satakarni, Vasishthiputra Pulyamai, Yaj Nasri Satkarni and Gautampiputra Sri Satkarni, the most powerful of them all. He fought against the other kingdoms and enlarged his empire. Who fought? Gautamputra has fought against the other kingdoms and enlarged his empire. the Satavahanas established a powerful empire. Continuous military conflicts, especially against Shakas, however, gradually weakened them. But what happened? Continuous military conflicts have weakened them against Shakas, and eventually the empire broke up into many smaller kingdoms. Now friends, we will discuss about the trade, or what was the trade in that period. Trade flourished during this period. The trade was flourished during this period. The Indo-Greeks, Kushanas and Satavahanas issued a large number of gold, silver and copper coins. Means these kingdoms have issued a large number of gold coins, silver coins and copper coins. Ports such as Broch, Kalyan and Sopara were the main centers of the trade with other countries. What were the main centers? Broch, Kalyan and Sopara. The development of new crafts also promoted trade. What kind of new crafts? Like new crafts, it promoted trade. Takshila, Ujjain and Mathura became prosperous due to trade. Who became prosperous? Takshila, Ujjain and Mathura. The Silk Route. Now friends, we will discuss about the Silk Route. Because the Silk Route was only because of trade. Trade flourished because of the Silk Route. Now we will discuss how. The Silk Route. Trade brought India into contact with distant lands. The Silk Route was popular among the traders. What was popular among the traders? The silk routes were very popular. It was called so because silk was the main item traded. What was the main item traded? Silk. That's why it is known as the Silk Route. The Chinese were the first to make silk. Who made the silk? Chinese were the first to make silk. Chinese traders carried silk to other parts of the world along this route. Chinese traders took the silk from their country and trade to the other parts of the world because of this route. The Silk Route was the important trade route. What was the important trade route? The Silk Route. There were several branches of this route. The main branch started from China, ran across Central Asia and ended at the West Asian provinces of the Roman Empire. From where it started? It started from China, then it ran across Central Asia, then ended in West Asia province of Roman Empire. It was through this route that India exported pearls, textiles, ivory, silk and precious stones. In return, India obtained glass, copper, tin and gold. Many rulers tried to control the Silk Route. They protected the traders from attacks by robbers and in return the trader gave them a part of their profit. This was profitable for both. सिर्फ इतना ही. अगली वीडियो में हम लोग क्या जानेंगे? दोस्तों अगली वीडियो में हम लोग जो रिलीजन होंगे, ये दोनों जो किंगडम्स थे वो कौन सा रिलीजन फॉलो करते हैं और हम लोग बुद्धिज़्म के स्प्रेड के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. So guys, आज के लिए सिर्फ इतना ही. So like, share and comment the video and subscribe the channel because sharing is caring. आज के लिए सिर्फ इतना ही. मिलते हैं हम लोग एक और एजुकेशनल वीडियो में. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय.